G'day YouTube, last full day in Melbourne. Today we're going over the road to look at some of the shops, and we've also got some interesting historical things to check out. Should be fun. The Spencer Outlet Centre has a bunch of shops offering various cheap goods, but the shop that was of most interest to us was the bookshop. Cheap books are a very precious thing in Australia. Alright, well we've done shopping. Chloe's got herself a dress for a school formal, and we've all found some books. Now we're back at Starbucks having a little bit of lunch. Next step, we're going to go check out an interesting historical oddity, Cook's Cottage. Fitzroy Gardens. There's all sorts of attractions here. We're here for Cook's Cottage. They've also got a model Tudor village, fairy tree, a dolphin fountain. This cottage was built in Yorkshire, England in 1755 by Captain Cook's father after his retirement. It was moved to here in 1934 by Sir Russell Grimwade to celebrate the centenary of the settlement of Melbourne. Each brick was numbered and packed into barrels for shipping. Captain Cook probably never lived here, having moved out 10 years before it was built. But it's likely he visited his parents in this cottage. Their candles were made of animal fat, not wax. Of course, the Cooks weren't the last people to live here. Ivy Simpson was born in 1922 in this cottage and lived her first 7 years here. She paid a visit to it here in Australia in 2000. She had fond memories of sitting in the kitchen with her mother, taking in the delicious smells. Imagine what view would have been out this window originally. It certainly wouldn't have been the skyline of Melbourne. Lieutenant James Cook was the second of 8 children in this family. His ship, the HMB Endeavour, was built in 1764. Cook sailed it to Australia and New Zealand on his voyages of discovery from 1769 to 1771. Cook was given secret instructions to search for the mythical southern continent Terra Australis Incognita. Scurvy was a vitamin C deficiency. Captain Kirk was very successful in preventing this in his sailors with the use of this plant, which is called scurvy grass or spoonwort.
Like this is, look at this.
Give it a
bowl.
go, mate.
It's made out of.
Alright, show me the bowl and talk about it.
Made out of like straw and tape. Or string.
It's just fascinating to me that they dismantled this place, numbered each brick individually, and then reassembled it on the other side of the world. This pillar is from the original parish church where Captain Cook was baptised, and it was gifted to Melbourne in 1970. The old stable that originally housed animals has been converted into a mini museum. So this ivy behind me was grown from cuttings taken from the ivy that grew originally around this house back in England. You know, as a kid, I always associated Captain Cook with Captain Kirk from Star Trek, mainly because of the similarity of their names, but also because they were both captains of great ships. Captain Cook's desire to travel further than any man had travelled before, and even as far as man was capable of travelling, shows that it's not such a silly connection, and not that dissimilar to Captain Kirk's desire to boldly go where no human being had gone before. Harrison! Oh no! Out of bounds!
Oh, so close.
Oh, you found it? Yeah. We saw a sign for the Tudor village and we'd just given up looking for it, and here it is. Check it out. So this model Tudor village was a gift to the city of Melbourne from the English town of Canberra in appreciation for gifts of food given during a shortage following World War II. So isn't that nice? What I'd be interested to know, is this modelled after a real village, say Canberra itself, or is this just a fictional village in the style of the Tudor era? I don't know the answer. Okay, I'm going to go with probably based on something real, because this is Shakespeare's house. The bloke lived pretty well. Check out the size of it. This we think is the fairy tree. We're not sure what it's about, but it looks interesting. So I'm really liking Fitzroy Gardens. It's just a real change of pace from the middle of the city stuff we've been doing most of the time we've been here in Melbourne. It's a lot quieter out here. It reminds me of City Park in Launceston, just bigger. Having enjoyed checking out some history, we're now taking Harry to a comic book store.
To a place called Minotaur, and I got this comic, which is Flashpoint, and I think it's like all of it in the book on all the issues in it.
After chilling out in the room a little bit, we're heading out to Crown Casino to get some food at the food court and watch the fire show. We can see debris from the floods last night, and the water's so high up under that bridge you couldn't take a boat under it. Plus there's flood water spewing out of that thing over there. So while it didn't really affect us, stuff did happen.
Hello? New friends?
It looks
That's not a lame flame. They might just be making TikToks. Out in my peeps.
Well, we're a bit tired, but we're happy. We've had a really good time here in Melbourne. We have achieved all the things that we set out to achieve. We've seen some great sights, we've learned some things, had some good experiences. But now it's pretty much over. We're going to go to bed, get up in the middle of the night to catch a flight home, and start putting this whole thing together so you can watch it later on. Thanks for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to subscribe and join us as we continue to share the sights of Tasmania and beyond.